Queen, what's going on?
Not nearly enough.
No, we going to solve another one tonight?
We're going to have to. Spencer is missing.
There we go.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey, everybody, what's going on? Man, there looks like there's some internet connections or something going on. Was that buffering for you, Dave?
It was.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Going to have to get some things figured out here. Could be the weather. It's literally been like 2 degrees yesterday. Everything was closed. They closed the whole state down, Dave. It was crazy.
It was 55 here.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I would love 55. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Late Horror Show, a rare Wednesday appearance with me and Dave. And yes, Dave Plouffe, are you ready to watch Wits with
to match Wits with Dino?
Match with is okay. Dungeons and
we're
Dragons.
matching Wits with Ellery Queen.
There you go, Ellery. Well, you know what? Okay, yeah, we'll talk about it. Welcome to Late Horror Show. I'm Dino. That's Dave. Give a thumbs up, you guys. Do all that good stuff. Subscribe. Check everything out in the links below. Yes, like I said, a rare Wednesday appearance. Dave is kind of on hiatus or something. I don't know. He's always working, but he's got a couple hours to spare. So we decided to do a Wednesday, and he picked an Ellery Queen. And Dave. Yeah.
Well, Ellery Queen, this is a one-off series, 23 episodes from the 1975-76 series by the same people who gave us Columbo and Murder, She Wrote, and I think Mannix also. So
how dare they? I'm just trying to get, I'm having some problems with the chat. So internet connection or something. I don't know what this is. Hey, Daniel Y, Eric Aguilar, Harry Scott, Connie Clary, Sears James, Lulu Bell. I'm trying to think of whoever else is there. Bill Boyer is here. Welcome, everybody. Sweet Indigo. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I tell you what, though, Dave, this is no Columbo by no stretch of the word or whatever. It's Columbo is upscale. A lot of production value. A lot of stuff went into that. Ellery Queen, not so much. I'm not saying I don't like it and I didn't enjoy it. Most of the actors and actresses I think I really enjoyed in this episode. I thought the episode was great because this is kind of like a little bit of Clue. You know, you get the haunted house kind of feel vibe because the thunderstorms going on. It's a stormy night. I love that you get a train ride at the beginning and the end, Dave. Thank you. Like that. So it was kind of that kind of thing. The butler, you know, you're trying to figure out who the killer is, who did it, you know, and all that good stuff. I enjoyed that. And for the most part, I enjoyed most of the actors. I got to tell you, though, and I'm probably going to piss some people off or even maybe Dave. But hey, Kathy, what's going on? Hello, Dino and Dave, all in the chat. I did not care for Jim Hutton as Ellery Queen. I think he was the worst performing actor in the show.
Well, I won't tell that to Tim.
I don't know. And listen, I'm sorry, and I do like the show. It was good, but I would probably give it a 5 out of 10 just right off the bat. For me, this is like an average 50-50 kind of show. I didn't even get to enjoy a lot of the things like in Columbo, like you get to enjoy with the nostalgia from the 70s. Listen, there's some of that stuff here.
Well, but this show is not really, even though it was made during the 70s, it's set in the 1940s. in New York. And this is a little bit out of.
And it didn't feel like it, Dave. You got to
Sorry.
admit that. No?
Well, the thing is, too, this is not really the standard trope of the episodes, because there's a lot more David Wayne in the regular ones. We're at Ellery's brownstone home in New York. We're kind of actually like on the road. It's like one of the cruise episodes, if you will. Yeah. And it is just a beautiful old mansion that I would love to live in. It is a grand staircase. There's a group of people, as you mentioned, like Clue, or Murdered by Death. There's a group here for dinner. Someone disappears. They're going to get murdered. And it is kind of like a haunted house mystery where you've got to find out the killer before he strikes again.
Yes. It's 100% like a Clue movie episode, whatever you want to call it. I love the 40s too, Eric. You better believe it. But again, sometimes when you watch something, it could be the mood you're in. It could be anything. But we're not going to have the same opinions every single time on everything, right? I mean, that's just not the way it goes. We like probably 90% of the same things, but this one just, I don't know, it just did not do it for me.
That's fair.
And I most certainly didn't get that 40s vibe. And the house, of course, it looked great. I mean, of course, I'd love to live there.
Well, actually, see this house in Columbo as well.
But I'll tell you what, though, Dave. You do? This house is in Columbo.
Yeah, okay. It's in Etude in Black.
Figured. Okay, I would figure. But even though I still think the house in general did not feel like a 1940s house. It felt like it was 1970s kind of feel to it. I mean, 100%. And I told you, there's a couple things in the episode too that I was trying to figure out what the heck that is. Like when he goes in a library, there's like this little TV type portable unit that I don't even know what it is, but maybe we'll come up to it. I don't know. Even their fashion. Yeah. Eric talks about the fashion style is nice. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to it was a pretty good show. Let's start talking about it, Dave.
Okay.
We got Larry Hagman in there too. He's in this. Listen, I don't see too many shows or any, because I never watched Dallas.
All right.
So looking at I remember at the end of Dallas, the white-haired kind of Larry Hagman, the older gentleman, that I dig the younger Larry Hagman. I really do. I liked him in Columbo. I liked him in this.
I Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie. Yes. There you go. I like the younger Larry Hagman, but I don't know. That's me. But anyways, and sorry. He
actually played a great Sherlock Holmes.
Seriously,
he did as a very young Larry Hagman. He played Sherlock Holmes, and it was a pilot for a series that was not picked up, and it was called The Return of the World's Greatest Detective. It was also one of the first times we had a female Watson that assisted him. And the inspector, like normally we have Inspector Lestrade, it was set in LA, and the police inspector was actually Nicholas Colasanto from Cheers, Coach.
Oh, Coach. So, Linda Compton, Ellery Queen was just going to send you some material. Listen, no. I love Ellery Queen. I love the whole product of Ellery Queen, the murder mysteries and everything, the books, the old time radio shows, even this. I mean, this is the first episode I ever seen of Ellery Queen, and it only ran for one season, 22 episodes, I do believe. So Linda, I'm not hating on it. I said, for me, it just felt like one of those average kind of episodes from the 70s of any kind of TV show, but that's me. Doesn't mean I hate it. So no, send it. I love that stuff. So yeah, you're good. Dallas, Shoe Shot JR. Anyways, go on, Dave.
Yeah. So this episode starts off, as you mentioned, on a train. So we have a little Terror by Night stuff going on. We have beautiful mood with the rain and lightning coming down and everything. The person that Ellery's talking to across the way is Jim Backus, of course, from Gilligan's Island.
Mr. Howe.
Mr. Howe.
Yes.
And we know that Ellery's book has been picked up for a stage play. And they're going to meet the producer of the stage play, or at least the backer of the stage play, in his mansion.
Spencer Lockridge.
But I will mention also, when they get off, there's the conductor that walks back and forth, and he overhears them talking about murder, and it kind of freaks him out. That guy is an old-time movie actor, 200 credits to his name. But then they get into a cab, and I don't know if you recognize the cabbie or not.
Mr. Magoo. Oh, gosh, I didn't recognize the cabbie. Who's the cabbie?
The cabbie is William Benedict. And you might say, Dave, who is that? If you go to the Bowery Boys movies, he is skinny.
Okay, yeah.
So you have a grown-up Bowery boy, actually way grown up, senior citizen Bowery boy in the film, and he has over 322 acting credits. And it's so cool because a lot of times, especially as a kid, he was a newsboy, a paper boy, a hotel page, and then here a very similar role where he plays, a cab driver.
And half of those 300-something credits are Bowery Boy movies.
Oh, very close, I'm sure.
If Edward's here, I don't know. Barbara Eden is stunning. Yeah, Mr. Magoo, Mr. Howe. Yeah, his character was okay in this. I think the ones that stood out for me in here was Emmy Reinhardt, played by, again, Julie Summers. Yes. Who played on, she may have 300 acting credits. She was on every TV show back in the day.
She was.
You would know her.
She was a fun actress.
Yes.
I put down, I thought she was kind of sassy. She was kind of like playing the love interest almost of Ellery Queen, but he wasn't having any of it.
No, because she almost seemed like she was trying to be an actress, and she wanted a part in his play, and always trying to get parts and stuff like that. I think Spencer Lockridge was going to he's helped her out in the past and stuff like that for productions and stuff like that. But she reminded me, and she seemed childish in the way she was acting throughout this. Did you notice that? Like very
much. Yeah.
Fluffy, maybe that's it, airheaded kind of. I think that's what they were trying to go with. I don't know. She reminded me of a Seinfeld episode, the Kramer, when Kramer went out to Los Angeles, and the old time actress she was like 80 something years old, and she still had the makeup on, and she had a long flowing silk nightgown, and Kramer was living upstairs, and she started talking about, I was in a Three Stooges short, Kramer. And Kramer just thought she was a loony bat. She kind of reminded me in her, like that's where she would be in like probably 40 years. You know what I mean? So that's what her character kind of reminded me of. If anybody understands what I'm trying to say. Anyways.
Well, it's also one of the things I love about this series is that they will reference things that happened in the 1940s. Some episodes you might be listening to a ball game with the Yankees. Other times, like in this case, she talks about her turning down a part. And then again, this is Julie Summers saying that I turned down this part because it was ridiculous. They wanted me to play a deaf and dumb farm girl that gets, compromised. And of course she goes, oh, they just gave it to Jane Wyman. But of course that is the movie Johnny Belinda, who Jane Wyman gets an Oscar for, so it's kind of funny where, it's like they do reference common day things in the 1940s, including music, as there are later episodes that deal with production studio.
Okay. Very cool. Eric Aguilar, the story plot long. For this, it's 49 minutes long, this episode. There are some, I think, that are an hour and a half. But most of these, I think, are around 49 minutes, somewhere around there. The plot is kind of basic, simple. Like I said, it's like Clue, but there's a lot of little things that happen throughout the thing, and let's start talking about them. As they're on the train, they're talking about going to Spencer Lockridge, who's going to fund his play, like you just said. And I think it's funny because he says they're putting on a party for his nephew Johnny. So this little bratty kid
couldn't stand him. Could not stand him.
Oh, he was a Mr. Know-It-All. He was like one of those 8-year-old kids who they did dress him for like the period, 1940s, kind of post World War II. So
yeah,
maybe 1948, 1949, somewhere around there. So he was dressed the part. But again, most of them were. I don't think Ellery Queen was dressed the part. He was dressed like the 70s. And there's a part where no, I'll get to it when we get to it. It kind of was funny, but anyways. So yeah, his nephew is going to throw a party, and I love when they get there. And if I skip over anything, Dave, definitely fill in the pieces. But they do arrive, and the butler opens the door.
Did
we find out
familiar?
Oh, go ahead.
Did the butler look familiar to you?
Well, he certainly wasn't Scatman Crothers.
He wasn't.
I don't know. Who was he? I don't know.
Well, if you his real name is Julius Harris.
Okay.
And he played in a lot of the black exploitation type films.
Okay.
But he played in James Bond. If you ever saw Live and Let Die, he was the black guy with the knife at the end of his hand that had been cut off, I'm sure, by an alligator. And
yes,
you'll see him in that show.
Very cool. Very cool. Yes. Now I remember. I mean, his face is familiar. I didn't run through the IMDb on this episode or anything like that, just because I was crying after I watched it. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. I'm being facetious. Is that it? Today. I don't know what. I make words up sometimes. The butler, he'd do it. I'll wait for it. Well, I'll tell you right now, the butler didn't do it. But anyways, then we're introduced to Laura Lockridge, his wife, Spencer Lockridge. They're putting on kind of a Mad Hatter, Alice in Wonderland kind of tea party with Emmy Reinhardt. What's that all about, Dave?
No, the Mad Hatter Tea Party is they were doing a run through for the nephew. Because he wanted to have a themed birthday party of Alice in Wonderland. So again, a bratty kid who got everything he wanted from a rich uncle and didn't deserve it. But they all dressed up in more elaborate costumes than I would have for a nephew's birthday party. I mean, there was full masks of rabbits and rats and things like that. But I was actually surprised that I did not see a YouTube short today of Laura Lockridge, played by Rhonda Fleming, because she is an old-time actress and absolutely stunning when she was younger. And I would have imagined you would have done some research on her.
Oh yeah, Laura Lockridge. Yes. She played with Bob Hope and other films. She was in Spellbound. One of those actresses from the 1940s that you would recognize. She was very, very beautiful, and still doing stuff today. So not today, but back then. It's kind of like the 40s, 70s, and I'm thinking 70s, 2023. 2024. Dave's got a strange Dino this evening, so Wednesday feel is weird. And Dave froze. Oh, there he is. I remember him. He fed the alligators.
Yes.
Okay. Is the chat even going? What's going on here?
They're going.
Let me look. Okay. Just making sure. It is a Wednesday. People aren't used to us going live, so. we're also introduced to Larry Hagman's character. He had the rabbit's head on, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't remember, but
the rat.
it is young Larry Hagman, and it's important to know he's an architect, a famous architect who built or designed this home that they're living in. But there's also
renovated it.
Oh, renovated it, yeah.
Yeah.
And for what it cost him, he could have bought San Simeon, is what Spencer Lockridge says. So he's very displeased with the amount of money, doesn't like this guy. And by the way, he's not going to like him either because he's having an affair with the guy's wife. So we've got.
And he made it seem like everybody knows about it.
Everyone knew.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
So
because Larry Hagman's character is also married. So he's cheating on his wife with the wife who's cheating on her husband. And so we've got kind of like, instead of a love triangle, it's a love rectangle. And that's weird. And even Johnny, the kid, knows that that's going on.
Yes, he does. Well, the kid, Johnny, the nephew, he knows everything. He even tells Ellery Queen what's going on, the detective. I mean, well, the writer, detective, whatever. Yeah.
Tells him he's read a couple of his books and they're not that hot.
Yeah, Sam Simeon, he played in an episode of Planet of the Apes, right?
I'm just going to leave that there.
Okay, Dave, go on.
I
know. Dave, I don't know what to say. Sometimes this is what happens. He played the rabbit. Larry Hagman did. I wrote it down. He played the rabbit.
All right.
Scoundrel. It's not froze up. What, Harry? Yeah, listen. Oh, it's not froze up, so it's working good. On my end, if you watch the streaming, it looks like everything's kind of messed up. But again, I'm going to go with it. Emmy Reinhardt also appears. She's playing. What part is she playing? She's Alice in Wonderland. Is she playing Alice?
Yeah, she is the Alice character, and she looks good as Alice.
Yes, she does. Yeah, she's sassy. How else can we put it? Yeah. And yeah, I guess it's a stormy night, and they're going to spend the night and wait for the party to happen, right?
Yep. Party's going to be tomorrow, but Johnny wakes Ellery up and saying, "Hey, Spencer took a powder," and we're all like, "What does that mean?"
He took a powder.
And
that's a 40s term. They got that right. They took a powder.
It is. And so we find out that Spencer has been kidnapped.
Yeah, but you left out that whole section.
Which whole section?
Well, okay. So after they're introduced, Mad Hatter, Alice in Wonderland, rehearsing the party for Johnny, they all get sent to their rooms. I like all the cliches in this episode.
Oh, okay.
And Ellery Queen is resting up in there, and the thunder's going. Nobody can sleep. It's a stormy night, and something's going to happen. A murder's going to happen, but we don't know it's a murder yet because we all think that he's been kidnapped. That'll be fun to get into and talk about. But Dave, when he wakes up and he looks at the alarm clock next to him, oh, I love that alarm clock. Oh, so Art Deco. Cool. It was kind of a cool, and you could tell it's made of that Bakelite material. People are like going, what the heck's he talking about? Yeah, I'm an antique connoisseur. Or connoisseur. Count the sewers. A connoisseur is somebody who counts sewers, but somebody who is a connoisseur loves something. Go ahead. Sorry. Okay.
All right. But yeah, you're right. In that one part that I did kind of skip over, Ellery had told actually, because Emmy's trying to pick up on him, going, "Oh, I'd love to talk to you, all night long." And he's all like, "I'm tired. I'm going to bed." So he goes to bed, but then he comes back downstairs to go to the library to get a book, which a famous book from the 1940s. He pulls off the shelf. He accidentally first went into another room where it was just kind of all pitch dark. And the butler comes up from behind him going, "What are you doing?" And he's all, I'm just looking for the book. He goes, library's in the next room.
Yeah.
So he goes, picks up the book, and as he's going upstairs,
the butler's got a gun.
Oh yeah,
Like creeping around. The butler's creeping around the big mansion with a gun, and it's kind of weird. And it's not to throw you off because, again, by no means did I think that the butler did it or anything. I kind of knew right away. It's kind of weird. It's like 10 minutes in, I know who the killer is. But hey, WTF Horror and Sci-Fi and Leafy Nebula. Hello, good to see you. A Bakelite is also made with formaldehyde. Yes. I'm not sure. The interesting fact, Bakelite, if you find old Bakelite dominoes sets, really expensive, really worth a lot. Bakelite anything back in the day. Anyways, Dave. Yeah, so the butler, I guess they find out later because little nephew Johnny tells him that he used to work for the Pinkertons. So, he's got some, security kind of stuff going on there. So Pinkertons, pretty badass.
Yeah. So he's going to be a bodyguard. Yeah. But
yeah. Hey, Duck.
As a butler.
Duck. Dodgers.
So he goes up the stairs, down the stairs comes Emmy going, I thought you were tired. And also
all dressed up too, Dave.
And what?
She was all dressed up too.
Oh yeah, she was. Her hair was up, flowing nightgown. It was almost like Bride of Frankenstein, good looking.
Yeah, reminded me of Haunted Honeymoon.
Yes,
who
very much.
By the way, listen, that was a production put on by Mel Brooks, Gene Wilder. And of course, they had a production value. Dom DeLuise was in there. Lots of good people in there. That felt like the post 40s. This not so much. But anyways, continue. She did look great. Wasn't sweeping? What?
Wasn't he also a radio announcer?
Yes, an old-time radio announcer in that. I love Haunted Honeymoon. If you like old-time radio shows and you like the kind of haunted house type stories and stuff we're talking about, you got to check out Haunted Honeymoon. It's just so good. Anyways, yeah, she looked beautiful coming down the steps, all prepared. Now, they used to go to sleep like that, so they got that right. Check. Okay. Next.
So then cuts scene next morning. Johnny wakes up Ellery. Spencer's gone, goes downstairs. Everyone's already up and dressed. And they try to kick Johnny out of the room saying, go have the butler make you some toast and eggs. And he's all, I hate toast and eggs. Again, I would have smacked him, but that's just me. Because he's annoying and he's got that hat that's like a little beanie with a propeller on top. Who thought even that was a good idea? Anyway.
I don't know. Little Rascals, it was kind of cool, but
that's true. That is true.
I think black and white, maybe late 1920s, it looked pretty good. But yeah, then it started to get pretty. Then you started to think of those kind of hats in the 1940s and 50s even, like they were worn by spoiled brats, 8-year-old, 9-year-old spoiled brats. So yeah, then they got rid of them because it went out of fashion. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, they all come down, breakfast. Go on, Dave.
Yeah, so they decide to have a game plan. Like, what are we going to do? Are the, kidnappers going to call? Are they going to want ransom money? Things like that. And I'm not sure who she was in terms of relation. I think it was the mother of Laura Lockridge.
Yeah, just call her the mother of Laura Lockridge.
All right. Leticia Allingham, played by Carmen Matthews. And she is the one who's bankrolling everything for this family. Yeah. And she goes, well, let him have him. Like, she didn't want him back or anything like that. She was fine with him being kidnapped. So she kind of slammed her daughter a little bit in terms of her taste of men. But Ellery says, look, let me call my dad. His dad, of course, is Inspector Queen, of the New York Police Department. And played by David Wayne, excellent actor. He also is going to be more prominent in the other episodes of the series. So, yeah, this one. He's very, outside. He's back up in New York. But you hear him say he's walking around with ears on because he's still dressed up as the Alice in Wonderland character.
Yeah, because they say that he's still got his outfit on. He's been, and they jump to the conclusion that he's been kidnapped. He's not just missing. He didn't just take off because I guess the cars are there. The storm was going on. Who would go out on a? Oh God, it was a Three Stooges joke. Who would go out on a night like on a dog like that? Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to do it. People who know Three Stooges.
That's a Pippin.
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
You know what a Pippin is, don't you? It's an apple with the skin on the outside.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, who would send a night out on a dog like this? Okay. That's the kicker, but I didn't say the joke. But yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about, I think. I don't know.
Well, in Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard, they do the Pippin joke. And then this Pierce says it, and she's all, "Do you ever see an apple with the skin on the inside?" She's all, "Of course," and homemade apple pie.
Yeah. An early Three Stooges where they incorporated the musical kind of stuff. The very first few were totally different than what we got after, but the Three Stooges went on forever. Anyways, so when do they all get poisoned? Is that next? I think. Yeah,
they kind of. Well, Ellery sees for himself the affair that's going on between Larry Hagman and Rhonda Fleming, and then Emmy comes around again, and he kind of says, "I'm trying to figure something out," and he walks away, and she's all like, "I'm sorry, I'm such bad company." And then she says something so funny, and I wrote it down here because he's going out in the wet weather. Don't forget, wear your rubber.
Oh, yes. That was funny. She said that. Again, she came across as very it was kind of a funny character, very naive or childish. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. Or ditzy. I think ditzy's kind of the better word for this episode, at least for what I've seen. But anyways, let's see. Laura's here, Southern Coke drinker. Hello. Good to see you. I liked when they do get, well, I don't like it, but they got poisoned by phenobarbital. And I'm like, I had to go back and go, what is phenobarbital? Isn't that the stuff they used to give you back in the day after the dentist office, or wasn't it in cold medicine or something? Or was that something else?
I'm not sure. I thought it was just like knockout drops.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what happens next. Yeah.
Great part where everyone just kind of goes dizzy. You can kind of see that in the animation of the camera, and everyone passes out. Of course, Ellery is the first one to wake up, and he looks around and, wakes up everyone, including Emmy, tells her to make some hot coffee, and he's going to go walk around the mansion.
Yeah.
Because he knows instinctively that that's when the body was moved. He knows that Spencer Lockridge is dead, and he needs to find out where the body went to.
And he kind of figures it out. Oh, wait. Did we talk about them getting knocked out with the poison?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking of my grocery list. I don't know.
Oh boy.
I'm like, did I put soy milk on there?
I put Yoo-hoo down.
I put Yoo-hoo down. I need it. So yeah, he knew that something went on in the library that just was. Sorry, Dave. Thanks for putting up with me, Dave. Anyways, Dave's gonna never do a show with me again. Listen, we got Kolchak next week. How about that? Sunday.
Maybe.
But maybe we got to go check. I promise it'll be different.
All right.
Anyway.
We'll see. Well, we haven't seen the episode yet either. Maybe Emmy will come back.
Oh no. Oh no. No,
I feel like you dealing with Ted, who didn't like Young Frankenstein.
Yeah,
like, what's not to like about this? There's a library, there's books, there's great characters, there's actors, it's raining outside, there's a murder, you've got...
Listen, I love all of that. I didn't buy the time period. It was, the production values were so much lower. Like I said, this was no Columbo, Dave. But anyways, let's continue. It was all right. It was all right. But Ellery Queen does figure out that, the night that he went down into the library, that he knew there wasn't a mirror there, but there was a clock on the wall.
But he hasn't figured that out yet.
No? Okay.
Not quite yet. No. So what starts happening is that, he's grouping everyone together, and all of a sudden you get like this, the window breaks, and there's like this rock, and it has a note on it.
I'm gonna rename the stream "Two Drunks Talking About Ellery Queen," or one drunk in a
teetotaler.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Anyways, oh my God, I'm drunk on life, is what I am.
Yeah, but he asks like Laura Lockridge. This is Ellery talking now. So there's weird packages being delivered. There's like cabbages, there's ships. There's the rock that...
Well, parachutes first.
There was a note attached to the rock where it had like sealing wax. And I'm going like, what is this? And it's like Laura Lockridge is all, I just use it to add color to my paper, and I'm like, well, that's so weird.
You're talking about the package that was wrapped with a rock on it that got thrown through the window?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had two chess pieces in there, two kings.
Right, but it was...
And then there was
paper.
There was a letter addressed to her that was slipped under the door that was empty.
Okay.
With her, whatever, letters and wax seal.
You're right.
Let's get it straight, Dave.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because I do now remember her saying, like, they're all, what's in the envelope? And she's all, nothing.
Yeah,
and that was like, okay, it was like, she said nothing. And then you kind of saw the screen go black. So, it's like, oh, they cut a commercial right in there.
Commercial time. Yeah.
Yeah. But then Inspector Queen shows up.
Well, did they figure? Well, they didn't figure that out yet. We'll talk about that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. See, we got through that real quick. We're already to the. When did they get poisoned, Dave? They got poisoned. Let's talk about the phenobarbital hit. Did we talk about it?
Yeah. And they woke up.
Really?
Yeah, they woke up.
Oh my God.
It was even a poisoning, as you mentioned, phenobarbital. Wow. It was.
Yeah, the soy milk's on my list.
Oh God,
making sure.
And someone else said ginger ale. I forget who that was.
Oh yes, ginger ale. Okay, so yeah, all of that happened, and the inspector comes. His dad comes, and he says, "Dad, did you get the Kool-Aid?" No, Ellery Queen says, "Hey, Dad. I mean, Inspector." Yeah, and he's going to basically tell him what happened, and he's going to solve this crime, right, Dave? Isn't that what Ellery Queen does? He solves the
Ellery
crime.
Queen solves the crime, but the dad is always pissed because Ellery is withholding evidence for a police investigation, and he reminds them, don't withhold evidence from the police. And he's also looking for the sergeant, and the Sergeant Veely, plays in all the episodes. However, in this one, you don't really see him before he's at the very end as the dressed up dead person.
Yes.
So They're looking for the
Wait,
sergeant.
the dressed up dead person.
We'll get there.
And at this point, well, way before, I kind of figured who the killer was. But anyways, hope everyone is having a good night. I'm having a great night, Leafy Nebula. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Hopped up on too much. No, it's not the ginger ale. It's just life.
Where is Father Malachi Martin when I need him?
Oh, well, we could talk about Father Malachi Martin. I'd have to change the whole thumbnail. You got some time? Hold on. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, he told his dad he's gonna basically explain what happened because he's like, son, do you know what's going on there? And yeah, he's gonna. And this is when I think it's funny. Wait, Inspector Queen shows up. Someone choose chess piece through. Ellery talks to a kid. Oh, this is okay. This is where this was funny. He comes into the room. He pulls a Laurel and Hardy. He closes the door. Ellery Queen. He looks at the camera right before a break, and he starts to tell them all about what's going on. To the camera, to us, the audience.
Yeah. Like the fourth wall.
Yeah, and it's the first time in the entire episode that happened, so it kind of threw me off at the end there. I'm just like going, what's going on there? Yeah, it kind of felt a little weird, but
that's
and
what's great about Ellery Queen is we are matching wits with him. Do we figure out who the killer is with or before Ellery Queen does?
Oh, we found it way before Ellery Queen did.
Well, you might have.
You did.
But I was 8 when I first saw this. I didn't know who did it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, maybe this was this for kids and teens?
No.
Was this like no? Okay, it was an adult show.
The series actually flopped when it was on regular TV.
No.
Where you saw this as a kid.
Dave's gonna kill me. Dave, you know I'm having fun. Go ahead. Okay. Oh gee, he's gonna pull a me. Okay.
Where I saw this as a kid was rain delays in baseball games. So what would happen is like the Dodgers would be like rained out for an hour and a half or whatever. They'd throw on an Ellery Queen. So that's where I saw the entire series is during baseball season. Okay. Anyway, one of the funniest things that the guy says in the film is they've got all the murderers, potential murderers in the room. And the guy starts talking about how like these theater people are all weird. And then Emmy turns around. I beg your pardon.
She gets pissed off because she's
pissed off.
Yeah, she thinks she's a big movie star. But anyways, the thing I was going to mention earlier, but I said I'll wait to this, is when they did come back and he's in the room and he starts to explain. There's a different Ellery Queen. All of a sudden, I guess for this, I wish they would have shown it, Dave. He must have taken off his jacket, ripped off, like pulled his shirt out of his pants, and it's hanging down, and you could tell it's a 1974 whatever shirt from JCPenney. I mean, you could see that it is. So wardrobe people, shame on you. And it's all wrinkled and everything, and I'm like going, boy, he's having a hard time. He's pissed off or something. And then he goes on. Yeah, but did you notice that? All the shirt pulled out and everything?
All of a sudden.
Yeah, just out of the clear blue.
Yep.
I'm like, maybe they turned the heat up in the room. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay, so.
Paces around, starts talking about all the different things, goes up to Emmy. He goes, what do all these things have in common? She's all, well, it's all a phrase from Alice in Wonderland. And he's all, nope. You're wrong.
Through the Looking Glass.
It's from Lewis Carroll's second book, Through the Looking Glass, and what Alice found there.
Yes, that's what kind of incorporated the shoes, the ships, the chess pieces, and all of those things, those clues. And it's going to come into play with the mirror at the end. But yeah.
So as you mentioned earlier, he figured when he first went into the room, it was all dark, but there should have been a lighted clock.
Yeah.
So he figured someone moved the clock, but no, it was the mirror that was moved. And so he figured out that was a place for a safe. The only person who would know that, of course, would be the architect. And when he had the sergeant dressed up as Spencer Lockridge curled up in that room, because that's where the body had been waiting to be for the storm to be over and moved outside and be buried.
Yeah.
And
love the ending. Yeah. I mean,
it's probably not my favorite of the whole series because Larry Hagman just admits to everything.
Oh, well, listen, that's a given. Yes, I was going to talk about that too. But I think how Ellery Queen kind of set it up was kind of cool.
Yes.
Because okay, Larry Hagman's the killer. Okay. He got rid of Spencer. Okay. And that's why that night he was coming up the steps and then he pretended he was coming down. So Ellery put all those clues together that he was the one that was in the library that night. And he put them behind the wall in that section there. And as Ellery Queen reveals and opens up the mirror in the wall, the cop was dressed up in the Mad Hatter outfit. And Larry Hagman goes, "What? No, he's buried. He's buried out back by the gate," or something like that.
Yeah.
And freaked out and giving himself away. Yeah, I mean.
But that was pretty good acting, though.
Oh, yeah, Larry Hagman's a good actor.
He can't be here. And just kind of loses it. And I don't know if Spencer's wife, was it Laura Lockridge, knew that her boyfriend had killed, because she looks back and she's all, Paul, I can't believe you did that, or you're admitting to something you shouldn't be admitting to. I wasn't quite sure if she knew or not.
Snoop sisters are on you. What is that? Anyways, yeah, no, it was a good ending, but when Larry Hagman kind of gives himself away, kind of not one of the best endings for the any show, really. I mean, listen, they did that in the 30s and 40s
all the time.
Yeah. The criminal would always, like the detective or the investigator would always go, "Listen, I got you by the strings," or something like that, and they would go, "Okay, you got me then, coppa." I mean, just admit it. With no evidence, no trial, no jury. Sometimes they even go, "You got nothing on me. You can't take." And then he pulls out the revolver and he backs up. So that's exactly what they always did back in the 30s. I kind of like that about those shows. The movies and all that.
Well, that's also what happened with the first episode of Columbo, where the guy really could have gotten away, and he's all, "Oh, you got me. Let's go."
Yeah, wits to wits, and he lost the battle, and his psycho mind just gave up. Yeah, and he could have tried to get out of there.
Yeah,
happened in a lot of the Giallo movies too. A lot of the killers would just a lot of times just give themselves up sometimes just because of all the clues. They added it up. It's me, yes. Yeah. But anyways, I mean that's it, thought we would talk about Ellery Queen. Listen, it was an average show. I went a little overboard on saying, this is crap, but no, it's not crap, it's good. But it's like, for me, it's one of those 5 out of 10 type of things. I'm glad I watched it, but could I have done without it? Yeah, probably. Am I going to watch another one? I don't know, Dave. I think this one's. I think I'm done with Ellery Queen. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Glad you didn't buy the box set.
Oh no. But listen, you gotta be. Thank you, Poetic Justice 99 sent super sticker of a smiley emoji with sunglasses. Really appreciate that. But yeah, no, Dave, I mean, we all have our likes and dislikes, and sometimes things don't gel for you when you watch them. Listen, you got me on Kolchak. You got me on Columbo. Ellery Queen, not so much so.
All right, fair enough.
But that's all right. Listen, Ted never got me on a lot of the Hammer ones, man. I mean, Hammer horror films, the good ones are good.
Yeah.
But all the in-between ones, and man, can they be boring, I mean, listen, I can get in an argument with Paul Hamm about it too, because he loves those kind of movies. The 70s kind of like long drawn out. I don't know if he's probably not listening. He wants horror. But the long, like slow, and I don't mind a slow paced kind of movie or anything like that. But it's got to be good, and it's anyways, getting off track now. I went straight to Hammer horror, Dave, and
that's okay.
So yeah, what do we got coming up here then? Kolchak, can't wait to talk about that.
Kolchak Bad Medicine on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to watch that. First watch for me on that episode. Haven't seen it yet. And then
Saturday I will be getting to Night Gallery, so I will be doing that.
And then we're going to do the week after in Art Bell on Reverse Speech.
I think it's John David Oates.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
Listen, his last name is Oates. He was a reverse speech guy, where the old record player, you can spin it around, and the Beatles. There's words in there. He would take and do like presidents who would talk in their speeches, and he would do all kinds of people, but he would reverse the speech, and it would say certain things or give things away or say something they were going to say. I really have to look into that before we do the show again, because I could have sworn, I think it's a kind of a hoax. I think that it did come out that was all just a hoax.
Yeah, and I just looked it up, and it is just David Oates.
David Oates. Okay, no John.
No.
Okay, just David. Like David Soul, Salem's Lot.
Right.
Good stuff there, right, Dave?
Maybe.
Mason. I mean, come on. We can agree.
I can agree on Amityville Horror.
Not Salem's Lot?
I've never seen Salem's Lot.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Because I don't have 6 hours to sit down and watch a freaking film.
You break it up, Dave.
Oh, no. I will sit down and watch It's a Mad World. But that's all the time I have in the universe. When I know, I'll probably watch Salem's Lot. I'll probably watch The Stand at that time as well.
Yeah,
but
no, it's listen, I'm glad we touched on Ellery Queen. I'm glad we did a stream today, even though Dave is like, whew, I don't know about this. This is what Ted had to deal with. I mean,
and he had to come over. At least he got McDonald's. Every freaking day. I was just like, every time, I mean, he would come over, he'd have his large soda from McDonald's. And I'm like, I want McDonald's.
Yeah. Well, he would be coming from work, and he would usually, grab something to eat before and come right over. And he always had the I don't know, some jumbo size drink, and yeah. And we had some shows, man. I tell you that much. That's for sure. Hope to get him back again. We can do some crazy antics again. We've been talking, and I think he can sit right here, and we could fit him in set, and we can do a show. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Anyways, Dave, overnight tonight I got a mix of detective shows. So nothing new there. People love their detective shows, right, Dave?
I like the title of last night's stream.
Did you? Yeah. Well, listen, I've got to come up with good titles to distinguish. I've been doing this for 4 years. I can't just put, like, when I do these mixed bags, detective stream number 78. I mean, come on, got to jazz it up a bit, like let's see what's tonight. What did I put on for tonight? So tonight the mix is going to be, and tonight's going to be a surprise episode. Believe me, they're all good, but you're not gonna know until the next one comes on, and then you get to go, yay, I love that one, right, Dave? Oh my God. He looked at the gams of trouble. So she had legs for days, Dave, kind of like Clara Bow. Now she's a looker.
She is. I saw you posted a short on that just recently.
Yes, a very beautiful early pre-code. You can find some R-rated, let's just say, pictures of Clara Bow. That's the pre-code era for you. I mean, they were pushing the limits. Then they said, no, we must put a stop to this.
Thanks, Mr. Hayes.
Yeah, tell you. But I mean, we kind of have access to anything we want now, though. But pre-code era was just so great, Dave. You miss those days?
I do. Even though, didn't live through them, I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
And
you didn't. That's right. Oh, we got to not talk about that. I miss tea and the biscuits that my great grandmother would make. Oh, they were such fun times, Dave.
When you said tea, I was thinking actually letters. I'm like, I miss V and W.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Did they have a close kind of comfort thing for you, or what's going on there?
Do. Yeah.
V and W. Isn't that a root beer?
Close.
V and W.
Yeah.
A&W root beer's got that frosty root float. Wait, something like that. Why can't I get that?
I don't remember, but it's from all those old time radios. It's like, sometimes I sing the Petri wine song, and sometimes it's, DOFRB.
It's A&W root beer got that frosty mug float. Oh man, I blew it. I had it a second ago. Anyways, legs all the way up to her. Okay, Harry. Yeah. Yeah, her thighs went up to her shoulders. I think Looney Tunes made fun of that a little bit in some of their cartoons, because of the legs back in it. Anyways, frosty mug taste. Thank you, Harry Scott. I was missing taste. A&W Rootbeer's got that frosty mug taste. Oh gosh,
we could do a stream on 1980s commercials.
There you go. We could do that one. It's got to be a Sunday though. People only know we do shows on Sundays, Dave.
That's true, because we're only at 51 thumbs up, and I thought we were at 53, but people thought Dino can't sing the muggy taste of A&W.
No, listen, I was a little too much to handle tonight, and I apologize to Dave and the audience. But I'm only having fun. There's not really anything wrong with that, is there, Dave?
No, I'm worried about Connie, though.
Why?
What does bloody H3LI mean?
Yeah, you could have typed out hell, Connie. She's trying to say bloody hell. She's laughing. She's probably laughing up a storm, Connie.
And Bo says hello. Bo's right here.
Yeah. Okay. So, Bo, there's Bo.
Yes. Sleeping.
Got that same blanket for the cat, for my daughter's cat. Yeah. Cool. Wow. How weird. Well, I apologize. Nothing wrong. Midweek Dino and Dave is what we crave. Overkill. I don't know. Rewatch.
You may want to set your your standards a little bit higher.
And listen, this is what I talked about, Dave, with some of the shows me and Ted did. Well, most of all of the shows, like we'd be an hour and a half into a show, and we couldn't stop laughing. Something funny would be said, or we'd bring, and we couldn't stop laughing. But anyways, Dave, now make the Oliver Hardy face at the camera.
If only I could.
Oh, come on. You can't.
Come
And then
on.
I can go.
More seconds. We just have to hit 60.
Oh, let's see. How far are we away?
I hope ETV doesn't see this.
Thumbs up. Oh, yeah. We need 6 more thumbs up. Dave, at the rate this is going, we're not getting 6 more thumbs up. We can give it a couple more minutes, but
oh,
yeah,
no.
if you have
6 more seconds, not thumbs up.
Oh, 6 more. Okay, yeah. Overnight, you guys, Detective Mix. Hopefully you enjoy it and you're surprised. I know I'll get the comments. Can you please leave timestamps for me, please? When they're needed, they're there. But when I want to surprise you, I'm going to surprise you. So I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, we used no, I'm not going to read the chat anymore, Dave. I'm going to go. I'm going to let Dave go so he can relax for the rest of the night and get ready for Kolchak next or this